What's up, Monero fam? Welcome back.
After a long time.
Right? It has been a minute. We are back in the quarantine studio, even though we're no longer under quarantine, so maybe we got to change the name, I don't know.
Yeah, I think so.
But yeah, really excited to be back. Don't know if you noticed or not, but I took a little bit of a break just for some personal reasons. And so, we haven't been putting, or at least I have not been a part of the videos that I've been putting out. I know Chill has been doing some great work with like the Clubhouse stuff, and but yeah, I'm just kind of coming back into it, getting back up to speed, and yeah, what have I missed? What's been going on? What have you in the Monero community? What's the Monero community been up to in my absence?
My beloved Monero fan. So obviously I was doing the weekly news, and then we decided that we want to promote Monero to Clubhouse users. And since Clubhouse users are on Clubhouse, we started doing Clubhouse calls on Sunday.
Makes sense.
That takes up about 3-4 hours sometimes.
Oh my God, yeah. That's a marathon.
Yeah.
3 to 4 hours, and just like a audio call.
Yeah, it's just an informal audio call. And obviously I didn't have the time and the capacity to do both, the news and the call. So we picked the call because my personal mission with Monero is I want my daughter, when she gets to that age, to have private currency by default. And that is my mission, to promote Monero to non-privacy folks, to people who are just hanging out on Clubhouse, and they may be Bitcoiners, they may be just general folks who are discussing something else, and they get exposure. So we wanted some kind of exposure.
Yeah, like onboarding people into the community. And that's, you've been saying that since the beginning, and I totally agree with you. I want my children to grow up in a world where their privacy is respected and they have access to these tools, and they can, be safe from censorship and surveillance and all of those things that, you and I are currently have to deal with. So yeah, okay, that makes sense. So call it some Clubhouse calls and get some new people involved. All right, how's that been going?
It's been going great, actually. We had some really, really good calls, and some of it we called it, and I think we probably need to change the name, because we call it weekly Monero calls, and a lot of people think that this is a weekly discuss Monero issues call, which is kind of true. But like if something happens on the market and we are getting together on Sunday, we discuss that, but it's not for discussing matters where the people who are privacy focused and concerned want to participate, So in my opinion, if it's something that the whole Monero fam needs to be aware of, it should be on Jitsi or on an open source platform.
Something that's more accessible, because I don't know. You had to send me an invite to Clubhouse. I didn't even have an iPhone. Recently, you can get on with Android now, but for a while there, it was like only iPhones, and I don't know if it's still invite only, but yeah, so it's not as accessible to everybody. So you're saying it's maybe not the best medium for like discussing
important matters.
Important matters within the Monero community. Got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
And another feature that Clubhouse has is that they have very strict guidelines against recording calls unless all the speakers give permission. And the reason they have those guidelines was because it's designed for fleeting conversations, informal talks, so Elon Musk can come on there and talk shit and just leave and not have his words scrutinized and, on news the next day. So it's meant for people to not be victims of the cancel culture, pretty much.
Got it. So it's like an informal way for to reach a select group of people. There's a lot of people on there. Get them onboarded in the community. Hey, here's Monero. Here's what's going on, and here's why you should. Here's why it's awesome. Basically.
Yeah, it's semi-private. Of course, you can record it, but typically, we give a heads up. We give an announcement. Hey, we are recording this, and then everybody is kind of aware. There's no
Well, yeah, I feel like I saw some on like social media and stuff. There, people were asking about recordings of the Clubhouse meetups or the marathons that you all were doing, and I don't know. Nothing was ever recorded, right?
So what happened is the community was asking over and over, like, we want the recordings because we don't use Clubhouse, okay? And we felt that it's just creepy because a lot of people were like, well, I don't want to hear my voice on YouTube. And then sometimes like the Twitter Spaces talk that we did 7 hours, 7.5.
I hopped on that one for a little, or a couple of those for a little bit. I think Justin was emceeing that or something.
Justin, yeah. So that one is recorded. Sunita, thank God, she recorded it, but it was like something that we all agreed to. Like
it was disclosed.
It was disclosed.
Got it.
And so this weekend was the only weekend that I haven't joined since I started the Clubhouse calls.
Oh, you weren't on? Okay, you weren't on it this weekend.
No, I wasn't.
What, did it all go to shit? Did it just burn to the ground? What happened?
I guess I didn't join one weekend. Yeah. So there, the section of the call, a part of the call was recorded and then further later on posted on YouTube. Okay, and there were several issues that currently it's an ongoing drama.
Okay.
It's an ongoing drama. And, well, I don't know if I touch all the points because this spirals way down the rabbit hole, but the three main issues were, well, one, Diego is, those who don't know, it's a full-time contributor to the Monero.
Diego is a full-time contributor to Monero.
Yes.
Okay.
And then a lot of people didn't know that. And secondly, there were no reports regarding, allocation of funds, how those were spent. Then
Diego got paid, and some people were worried about how what he was being paid, what they were being used for, or what it was allocated for.
Yeah, there were requests for a transparency report, which is absolutely legit. I mean, it's a valid request, right?
Okay.
Then he also has a company, so that is conflict of interest with his role. And then also on top of that, because of the recent market crash, he submitted another request for like a top-up fund because Monero fell like 25%.
Got it.
And then, there was discussion.
Okay, all right, so I just want to make sure I'm getting the clear picture here because I've been a little bit out of the loop. Okay, so there's this person named Diego. They're a full-time contributor to Monero, and like he's been approved by Core or assigned by the Core, which nobody knows who Core is, right?
Yeah, so they're mostly anonymous.
Okay, so Core said, "Hey, Diego, do these things," and there were some funds that were allocated to him to do those things. And there was a member or members of the community who said, hey, we want some transparency and some reports into what you're doing with those funds. And then also, you have a company that, creates a conflict of interest potentially with, what you're doing for Monero. And then, wait, all right, am I missing anything, or is that about it?
No, and then to that extent, he said that he does not respond to the community, he responds to Core. And if someone wants reports, they should ask Core. And then this started the whole... and to be honest, this is a matter that should be extensively probably discussed on Jitsi, not on Clubhouse, where only a select few people enter. And the purpose of the call is to have these friendly people welcome newcomers who never heard about Monero and just like curious, like what's up with this Monero room.
Gotcha. And so, so that happened. There was some confrontation on Clubhouse. You said something about YouTube. There was like a video on YouTube that got uploaded. Was that the full video or full video of the call, or was it was edited, or
it was just a part of the there's more context to it, but
so it was kind of a clip that there wasn't the full context of the call involved. It was just
a
portion of it. Interesting. And how did that recording take place?
So that's my only issue, and I'm not anti Diego or anti-Geonic or anti-anybody who wants anything. We each are in this space and support Monero for different reasons, right? Like some people like the fungibility, some people like the privacy aspect, the cryptocurrency, making money.
Some people just worship Fluffy Pony and they're only here because they love him so much.
Yeah, exactly.
Even though he's not really that involved anymore.
He's the leader.
He's the leader, oh boy.
No, I actually love Fluffy Pony too, so I'm in that camp.
Got it.
That's my secondary reason.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Yeah.
So, okay, all right, yeah, all right, this is juicy. Okay, I'm glad I asked.
So the reason that the part I didn't like is if someone wants transparency and demands reports and transparency, the very least, the basic courtesy to do is, hey, I'm going to record this and post it on YouTube where your voice will be there forever.
Yeah. That makes sense. That's a little hypocritical to be demanding transparency and then not being transparent that like you're recording and sort of surveilling this conversation that it happened. So okay, I can I can see that.
It was like a gotcha thing, and I didn't appreciate that. I think if you want, like, I like people to do things in a straightforward fashion where it's like, okay, later on, the open letter was published on Reddit, and I think that's beautiful. That's how you should go about things.
I did read that letter. You told me about that, and yeah, and the letter makes a lot of sense. Like there's nothing unreasonable that I read in the letter. I mean, it was there were some legitimate concerns that were raised, and I think they should be addressed. But what you're saying is just the method of raising those concerns is not, you didn't like the method, the concerns are valid, but the method was not the best.
Yeah, I think 99% of the people agree that the concerns are valid, the concerns need to be addressed. We're having, so there's two ends of the spectrum, right? You have the centralized projects, okay? These people have a leader. There's a
There's a pyramid.
There's a pyramid, right?
Yeah.
Like if it's Dash or if it's Zcash, there is someone who says,
yeah,
hey,
Zuko.
Yeah, create this report by 6 p.m.
Zuko says, give me this report by 6 p.m. or you're done.
Or you're done.
Right.
Or the marketing knows what to do, and there's a vision and a direction, and let's get this on Gemini, and let's do this, and partnerships and whatnot. Decentralized communities, on the other hand, are like flat. Like theoretically, there is no leader, okay? So there's no one to tell the other person what to do.
Right, it's the community is the accountability versus the person at the top.
Exactly. And it's almost near impossible when you have this size of community to satisfy everyone's wishes.
Right,
It's
so
like,
there's going to be conflict.
Yeah, it's kind of like, imagine you're organizing a party and you're inviting 200,000 people. And
So Bitcoin Miami.
Bitcoin, and you go to each one of them and say, hey, what kind of music do you listen to? And they all listen to their own kind of music. And you're trying to put together a playlist. Well, that's going to be like you go from Mozart to rock music to...
Right, to Cardi B to like, oh shit, I forgot was it Symphony X? I like that. Anyway, sorry.
Yeah, but we're all going to end up, unsatisfied because each one of us maybe has one song that
right.
we actually enjoy. Like,
right. Yeah. No, that makes sense. So what I hear you saying, I just want to like kind of clarify this for my own self here and for everybody watching. But method wasn't great. Or no. Let me back that up. Within a decentralized community, there's going to be conflict. There's not. It's just the nature of the beast. Not everybody is going to be happy all of the time. There's going to be conflict, and there's not a person at the top to provide accountability, so it's kind of up to the community to provide that accountability. And with that responsibility of providing the accountability, you've got to do it in a way that doesn't really create drama and kind of infringe on the person who you're trying to hold accountable. Like you need to, have have some respect for that person, because I mean, a lot of the people in the Monero, people who are building and working in it, they could have other jobs where they're paid probably quite a bit more, but because they really believe in Monero and the ideals and what it's going to unlock and, the future for our kids that we're really excited about, they're willing to not get that full, compensation that they could maybe otherwise get, and benefits, and, they're willing to jump through these hoops and do all this, kind of additional burdensome stuff. Just kind of out of the fact that they believe in this and want to see it succeed. So have a little respect for the people that are working in it. Not to say they get a blank check at all. There's no blank check. There absolutely needs to be accountability, but do it in the open. Do it in a place where everybody can kind of participate in it, and not behind some walled garden, app. And yeah, that's okay. Maybe
yeah. I mean, and it's to me, it's almost a miracle, to be honest, that the decentralized community has been built and functioning as it is. I mean, if you and I wanted to build something like Monero, we would have to spend 7 to 8 figures.
Oh yeah, millions and millions of dollars.
Exactly.
Yeah, and even then, we probably wouldn't be guaranteed the network effect.
Exactly, and it's because of the passion and the love for privacy that people have, and I'm forever grateful for that. To me, personally, 99% of the people want this, and I respect that, and you should fight for it, and do your thing, do you. But to me personally, I feel like as long as Monero is untraceable, it's decentralized, it does what it's supposed to do, and it's not falling apart, and it's a functioning digital cash, I don't care if they leave the toilet seat up or down. I don't have the headspace for that. Now, there's people who do, who are much smarter than me. Great. I just think it should be on a platform. I think Clubhouse is truly best. It's not a privacy respecting platform. The Chinese are recording it. There's nothing about it that says privacy, okay? Yet, it's where most people are. It's where most normal people, everyday Joes are.
Potential new users of Monero.
Yeah, and to me that matters. Those people still need privacy, even though they don't
know they need it.
They don't know they need it, technically, right?
For sure, yeah. And no, I really like what you're saying, and obviously, I mean, we talked a little bit about this before we started recording, and I think it's important to remember that, this is this is a big grand experiment. To my knowledge, I may be wrong. I'm sure people will let us know in the comments, but there hasn't really been this type of decentralized community creating a digital, protocol and project and coordinating all over the world, and it's really, really cool, and it's very exciting, but also, we don't know what's going to work and what's not going to work. And I think what you and I were talking about is we really need to make sure that we're setting a good example for the new people who are coming in, because they don't know what they don't know, right? They come in and they see, when I got into crypto, it was around the time or shortly thereafter I got into it. It was the user activated soft fork on Bitcoin, and there was the censorship wars between our BTC and our Bitcoin on Reddit. And I didn't know anything. I just was oh, so this is what cryptocurrency is. It's just people shouting at each other and censoring everything and, making personal attacks. And I was oh man, that's kind of toxic, but number go up, and and I kind of got onboarded that way, and it took me some time and learning some lessons, making some mistakes to realize no, that's not really what it is, but that was where I started. So I think with this situation, again, the claims are valid, the method could be better, but we got to be careful about the example that we set for these new people, because there's a lot of new people coming to crypto, a lot of new people coming into Monero, and they are going to see the actions that the people who've been here for a while are taking and how they're handling things. And sometimes it is messy. It's going to be messy because it's decentralized and it's people.
And thank God there's no leader. Thank God.
And it's humans, and so, it's going to be messy, but we got to do our best to set a good example and resolve the conflicts in a mature way where people are respected but also are held accountable. And I think that's like my takeaway. And I know you and I mean, we have a lot of different ideas on how that could work.
Yeah.
This isn't really the place to like get into all of those. You know, if y'all are curious about them, super happy to hop on Clubhouse or Jitsi and talk about them. But yeah, I don't know. Like, let's set a good example for the new people that are coming in, because they're coming. Crypto is going up. Monero is going to be so important to the future of the digital age that is growing and evolving as we sit here and talk. And you know, yeah, let's put the best foot forward and make people excited and welcomed, and give them a good way to give them a good kind of onboarding experience and what to expect, and give them the true ideals of what the community is.
Yeah. I also had people who joined Clubhouse a couple months ago, and they were telling me, well, it's all about what I observed so far, and I mean, they just came at a wrong time, I suppose. But what they observed is like they were like, because we really had this Monero controversy session where there was just drama after drama after drama, and they were like, well, it's just too much gossip.
It's too much drama. I'm out. I'll go watch Real Housewives.
Exactly. And it's like, I'm just proposing that, I mean, and obviously everybody does what they do, and that's great. We have all the colors in the rainbow. But I think,
for sure,
I think matters that concern the whole community should be on some kind of privacy platform, session, Jitsi, whatever. And when we are like facing the community, we want to invite and onboard people that should be just an informal, friendly chat. Please don't bring your drama, basically, to the Clubhouse calls. Set up your own telenovela. I'm just kidding. But I mean,
create
yeah.
a CCS proposal for your Monero drama show, and when it's funded, then we can all tune into that channel.
Yeah. No, I mean, there's matters like, no, seriously, like there's matters that need to be discussed, addressed.
Yeah. No, transparency is incredibly, and accountability. I mean, the success of the project hinges on that type of stuff.
Right.
For sure. So, yeah. Anyway, I picked a great time to get back into
Welcome back.
Get back into
to our drama
the
session.
swing of things. But no, I mean, I love Monero. I'll always have a special place in my heart for the community, because it's, in my opinion, it's the superior community to some of the other crypto communities.
Oh yeah, the smartest community for sure.
Yeah, I just want to see it be successful, and see everybody have a good time, and just, I mean, the future is so exciting. It's so exciting, and it's going to be so critical that people have access to this kind of tech. And let's not shoot ourselves in the foot. Let's give ourselves the best chance to make it work. And I don't know. So that's kind of what we were going to cover. I don't know. You got anything else, or
no?
All right.
Not
Well,
from this topic.
I'm sure people will let you know what they think about about this, and we welcome all feedback. And,
all the tomatoes and eggs you want to throw at me.
Right? Oh man.
I'm gonna try to catch it so we can make omelet.
There you go. But yeah, all right, y'all. Stay safe out there and be blessed, and hug your loved ones and buy some more Monero.
Yep.